Hi guys, this is Ben from Ben's RPG Pile, and today we're going to talk about The Great Outdoors, which is a new short series that we're going to do on some home-brewed outdoor dungeon delve style encounters as our group travels from Thunderspire Labyrinth into the Pyramid of Shadows. So the first encounter that we're going to do is called Beggars Run, and that's of course a classic line from the old Star Wars movies, right? So there's a little identity thing going on there with the group, right? Always trying to throw in fun references from our great childhood past kind of stuff. So here's the deal. The group comes back up into Thunderspire Labyrinth, and they're in town and they're restocking and they're seen as heroes. And of course they stop by the blacksmith and they meet this guy. And this guy's name is Crikey Shoehart. And Crikey, who was painted by Cat At A Fish, who has an amazing YouTube channel and is a brilliant painter. This is one of the figures he sent me, and so I thought, hey, if that's not a great central NPC character, I don't know what is. So they meet old Crikey here, and Crikey tells them that he knows they're traveling towards Winterbole Forest, which just so happens to be near one of his pals, and he needs to get a package over to that guy. See that chest sitting there on that bench? Well, he needs to get that over to his buddy, but traveling out of the Thunderspire towards Winterbole is dangerous. Not too many caravans make it that way, but the party is considered heroes and invincible, and he's like, if these guys can't get it there, nobody can. So he offers to forge them a magic item from 5th to 7th level in exchange for carrying his cargo over there. Now he's going to forge that item and he's going to put it in that chest, which can't be opened until they drop the package off to his buddy. Only his buddy knows how to open that thing, and so there's great incentive for them to protect that chest. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you how we set up this particular Beggars Run encounter, and kind of did a fun two-part thing, a big chase scene, and then based on the results of a chase scene, they're going to go into some melee combat. And I think in the video here I'm only going to have a chance due to time limitations to show you the chase scene, but that's okay. We'll do a second part on what happens after the chase scene, but hey, let's show you how we made that up. So the group is making a long journey and they need to get some rides to travel, and so they head over to the local stable and they meet up with the guy holding the pig there, and his name is Earl Feathermare. And Earl is he's going to sell them these horses, but we're going to add a nice twist to the horse. Right? Every horse is a different color, none are the same, and so we're going to do a little skill check kind of thing here to determine the quality of the horse that the players get. And the first thing they're going to do is they're going to make a luck check, and that's just going to be a straight DC 10, and they're just going to determine if the horse they have is a troublemaker, right? A bad seed kind of thing. Each check that they succeed, they're going to get a plus or minus 1. So they're going to roll a luck check. Next thing they're going to do is they're going to do a nature check. And the purpose here is they're going to see how the animal, like the overall temperament of the animal is, how jittery they are, and how they react to you. So they'll perform that check. And then finally they're going to do a diplomacy check. And that's just going to see, does the character do anything to sway the animal to its side, right? Do they do a couple actions that kind of make the animal bond with the player? Anything the players role play can give them a plus or minus on their check. I always do that. So if they describe and say, hey, I stole a couple carrots back at the tavern, I slip one over to this horse here, right? I may throw a +1 on their roll for something like that. So the second part of the stable is Earl's going to tell them, hey, there's always some guards looking for some caravan guards looking for extra cash, but the word's out that it is not a safe trip because of all the disappearance of all the previous caravans. So they're going to be expensive, but the group's going to have a chance to buy up to 4 additional caravan guards, and they'll kind of be minions, but it never hurts to have bodies. But it'll be fun to see if the group, who usually has a pretty tight wallet, agrees to take any guards with them. Okay, so here's the caravan that the party is going to escort. Crikey's chest is incredibly heavy. There's no way it would fit on a traditional horse, and so they have to take a wagon, and there'd probably be some other supplies in there too that he's going to try to pass along to his buddy. But there's a couple caravan guards that the group assuming we're going to say hires. There's old Cranky wishing Totes McGoats a safe ride, and this wagon is going to have a role in the game as well, because part of the chase, the group is going to make a decision on, do they follow one of their party riders or do they follow the cart, because they're going to bolt off in opposite directions. But this is the cart that I'm going to use as part of the caravan. So the group is going to be traveling on horseback for a while, and part of the plot is that they didn't pay the local magistrate, who's just this corrupt guy, and he's the one behind ransacking all the supply runs and stuff in and out of Thunderspire. So remember, the group, Crikey didn't pay him, he paid the group, and so their mission's doomed to fail, because the magistrate, Brug, by the way, who is the character in Thunderspire Labyrinth, he reappears here, he resurfaces, which is great to have the tie back to the group. So Brug, there's no way he's going to let this caravan get through, so he's got an ambush all set to go, and what he does is he calls upon his local goblin allies to mess up the party, kill them, take all of her stuff, keep the money, the whole deal, right? So the way this starts off is the group is traveling, and there's going to be a bend in the road, and the group is going to notice, coming around the bend, pretty far away, but coming around the bend, they're going to see like an outline of figures, and they're going to see an outline of this troll and of these small goblin humanoids, right? Those are the Paizo Pathfinder goblin minis, spectacular, one of my favorite minis out there in that young Pathfinder series. But they're going to see, I'm going to describe this outline and see it's going to be a bunch of goblins, and they got this chain troll that they're just going to release and let the thing come get them. So the group is going to have stop for water. The horses are going to have this reaction, like their hooves start hitting the ground. They start kicking a little bit. They get all uneasy because they can smell the goblins coming. And all of a sudden, the rider in the group, remember that little test we did to see what kind of horse temperament they had? The one with the worst is just going to bolt, just going to break off in full speed, just run, okay? And when that happens, the cart, the caravan, right, that guy is going to bolt in the opposite direction, and the party is going to have to make a decision. Do we go after the cart, which has some pretty good loot in it, or do we go after our buddy? And probably the group will split, and the old adage, never split the party, is going to make an appearance. And so this is how I made the goblin war party. I just made a chain, used a little sticky tack to clamp it around his arms, got a whole bunch of goblins. And the other thing that the group is going to see is they're going to see these riders. Okay, when the group spots the trailing war party, they're going to see these riders here, and the goblins are going to realize, hey, they've been spotted, and these riders are going to sprint towards them. And those are from some of those are from Pathfinder, and some of those are from Wizards of the Coast. But those guys are going to come streaking towards them. Okay, and so that's how the whole encounter kicks off. So remember in the beginning I showed you the Warhorse, which is a Wizards of the Coast miniature, but as the group starts traveling, I'm going to spring these Litko accessory horses on the group as a kind of a surprise. And these horses help me make that chase encounter really intense. And I don't know if you noticed, but what I did was I flocked the bases, and there's a reason why. One, I'm just going to stress, I'm not very crafty, so maybe it was just me, but super gluing those horses together, they come in like 3 or 4 pieces, was a pain in the arse. It was so not cool, and I did not enjoy that at all. So consequently, because I have sausage fingers, right? I got glue all over the place because I couldn't get the freaking things to stick. So of course I probably used too much glue, but so what I did was I put flock on the bases to hide that glue. But you know, it turned out okay because they definitely look better. These were just solid black. The only bummer is that because that glue just went everywhere and I was barely using any. It got on the clear plastic things a little bit, and those are a little foggy, but what are you gonna do, huh? Everything can't be perfect, for God's sakes. So, but these are still great. I highly recommend them. They weren't that expensive. I think they were $8 a piece or something like that. And they give you a new element to the game, because you could put your mini on the side of the Warhorse base, but it's just not the same. I wanted to go all the way, May, that kind of thing. So I got these Litko horses, and it's going to make the chase that much more crazy. Now, one quick thing: there are a lot of people. I don't want to complicate this encounter, so I'm going to explain to the group that the horses reacted so crazy that if they try to jump off, it's going to be like a freight train, like jumping from a freight train. And I'm going to explain to them that, hey, that's big time damage. I won't stop them from doing it, but I'm just going to warn them, hey, think about jumping off a speeding Amtrak. How do you think that's going to go for you? So if they still try it, I have a contingency plan, but that's worth throwing out there. The other thing is, there are some great riding rules that I found on the web for 4E and an errata that I found. So there's a forum thread and then an errata thing. I'm going to post those links in the blog, and I think you'll find them very helpful. I pick and choose, I kind of decided what rules I was going to take. Like, so he's riding a horse, so the rider takes up both squares in terms of targeting, right? If they're going to throw a burst on him, that burst can go on either square and it can hit the horse, kind of thing. So there's little stuff like that, but I highly encourage everybody to read those rules. So the next step here is I created this chart, and this chart is going to determine on a D12 what obstacles the group encounters as they start to get chased. And based on how the group does, if they don't fall off their horse, I have a map in 4 quadrants, okay? And if wherever the group falls off, they're going to fall off in one of the 4 quadrants, or if they succeed, they keep their horse, they go all the way to quadrant 4, and that's a whole nother thing. But remember, this is going to be a 2-part combat, a big chase scene, and then the results of the chase scene determine a hand-to-hand combat with Brug, who's sitting way back at the end of the ambush thinking this is going to go great. He's just gnawing on a bunch of dead animal flesh, and he doesn't have a lot of guards around him because he just assumes with his arrogance that there's no way the party is going to get to him. So I'll show you the different obstacles that we have here for the chase.
Making believe is just another way of dreaming, so till my dreams come true, I'll whisper goodnight, turn out the light and kiss my pillow. Making believe is you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Love you. Good night.